Mr. Cameron, a few words to the television audience. Mr. Cameron, one question. Please.
I can only tell him
Come on, back it up.
The whole thing's a shock to me. I never heard it.
You don't know anything about the case at all, then?
No, I don't.
Listen, have you been informed on what the plans
were? The only thing that they've done is ask me a bunch of questions.
Is it possible your insurance company might have had dealings with Raymond in the past?
Yeah, sure, but I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I see. Mr. Cameron. Officer, a few more calls, gentlemen. There'll be a statement. Sorry, there'll be a statement.
Cameron?
Yeah.
My name's Gambretti. I've been retained as your lawyer.
By whom?
You gentlemen can talk in here. Your wife. I'm a friend of Jim Paris's.
We can't afford to pay you much. At least not for a while.
She explained that to me.
In this office.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You accept me?
All right.
Your wife's waiting outside. You tell me one thing. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty.
Maybe I better explain the alternatives.
Mr. Gambretti, I didn't do it.
All right. We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh, my God, my God. What's happening?
It's a mistake, honey. It's a mistake.
But how? Why? Why do they suspect
I don't know.
you?
They won't tell me. It's a mistake, honey. They got the wrong name. Oh, honey.
Oh, good Lord.
That a girl. Now, you stop worrying. That Gambretti, he's going to straighten them right out. Now, how's Carol Ann?
She's all right. That's what I told her. It's a mistake.
Oh, you just stop worrying. I'll be home in time for breakfast.
Back, spread your feet. Off the wall and around your right. Next two, step up. What's your name?
Cameron.
Go through the next door. Next.
$275. Notice, 473. Cameron.
Paul R. And 892.
Gentlemen, hold up your pink booking slips and let me see them. Hang on a minute.
Let's go. Step behind the last bench, take off your shoes and socks. Take off your shirt and pants. You have a belt or tie, take it off, wrap it around your neck. Let's go, people. Get those clothes off. Belt and tie, take it off, wrap it around your neck.
Hands up here. Open your mouth. Wiggle your tongue. Mr. Cameron, your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Wiggle your tongue. Okay, face the wall. Pick up your right foot, wiggle your toes so I can see them. Okay, now your left. Okay, turn your head to the left. Okay, now the right. You're going to take the shower. I want you to stay in the shower until you dry it off. Let's go. Take a shower. Come on.
You don't have to be a radiologist to see the difference in just 6 weeks.
Okay, it's bigger.
Paul, we're not talking about a wart on your nose. This is a brain tumor. It's going to kill you.
I still have a few months.
Yes, maybe even longer. Except that every day you
Let me
wait...
ask you a hypothetical question. Suppose a man about my age, let's say exactly my age, came to your office to be examined for a $100,000 insurance policy, and it also had a big disability clause.
Paul, no.
I'm only asking.
I know what you're asking, and it's no. You're not hypothetical, you're a friend and a longtime business associate. Paul, for God's sakes, try the operation. I told you they've developed new techniques for this kind of surgery.
What you didn't tell me is that I might come out of it paralyzed, maybe not even able to talk. I got a family to support.
Well, you can't support them if you're dead.
Some bedside manner you got.
Are the pills helping?
Yeah, they're fine. It's unethical for you to tell anyone about this without my permission, isn't it?
Yes, but come on back
Don't
here
have
and
it.
talk.
Remember that.
You, Mr. Establishment.
Super square.
Hey, how about taking a Colla, huh?
Well, you wouldn't like it. My left hand is all gone.
Listen, I'd like it. What do you mean, you hurt yourself?
No, I just quit practicing. Not enough to sit up there, anyway.
Come on, let me buy you a drink, huh? Cam, how's it going?
Well,
let me tell you quick. If it's a touch, you have made it, so no embarrassment, huh?
No, it's not a touch. Not from you, anyway. I need some advice.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna think I'm crazy.
Listen, that's understood. You are crazy. And you had a good combo here.
But only just. Let's not hash that over. I made a choice. And I'm not crying, okay?
Okay. Makes two of us. Now, what's the advice?
I need to get hold of a lot of money. And I need it in the next 6 to 8 months.
Legitimate money?
I'd like it to be.
Now, let's see what you mean by legitimate money. For example, I think that most insurance companies are crooked. There's just no law against them.
Don't start in on me.
Like there's no law against carrying a suitcase across the country if you don't know what's inside it. And those jobs are always open. I know a couple of employers.
What's the pay?
Varies. $300, $400 for short stops. Make big sugar on the international flights. Sometimes it goes as high as $5 a copy.
How many trips before you run out of luck?
Oh, half a dozen. By then, the other team's got you memorized.
It's good beer. I'll let you know.
Bentley, I don't make the rules. You weren't covered. Well, I'm crying right along with you, Mr. Bentley. Another satisfied customer. Hey, where the hell were you?
Doc Thompson's, and he says you can forget about that one.
Well, no one will offer?
Organic heart murmur.
Hey, look, it expired, Mr. Bentley. Read your policy.
We're not much of a back on losers, are we?
That'll be the day.
Mr. Harold Tracy, please. Hello, this is Joe Ellender. I'm a reporter with the Herald. Could I speak to Mr. Tracy? Well, it's rather urgent. A man came into the city room a few minutes ago who claims to know something about the Raymond case. We thought...
there's no question in my mind, but Newton and his people are financially stable.
Sure, I'll wait.
Excuse me, I have a call I think I better take.
Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Tracy. A man what? And then he just walked out? No name, nothing? But he said he had definite information about the kidnapping and murder. Uh-huh. Yes, the reward still stands. Yeah, $250,000. That's the exact amount of the uncollected ransom. That's for arrest and conviction. But I think it's too late now. Mr. Raymond was killed over a year ago, and the police and the FBI followed down every lead there was. Even his insurance company spent 6 months on the case and came up empty, and they took a bath. 1 million. No, not at all, Mr. Ellender. If you hear any more, let me know. So what do you think? Should I mention it?
Oh, to just get us stirred up again.
I will see you tonight at 7, yes. You know, considering the chase that he led her, wouldn't our former chief executive get a boot out of that?
Well, I'm not sure that amounts to very much, Harold.
Suit yourself.
She owns half the company, you know. You can hardly ignore her.
All right, but I still prefer the other version. It appeals to my sense of justice and fair play.
No, it's not nice to speak ill of the departed.
Oh, come on. Just being dead doesn't make John Raymond any less of a bastard.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like a savings account application form and a return envelope, please.
All means.
Thank you.
Use drumsticks.
Only on weekends. You want to get us dispossessed?
Yeah.
No.
Come on, honey, give Daddy nighty-night. All right. I'm going to count to 10, and if somebody isn't in bed by the time I finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you want to watch the ball game?
Yeah, cutie. Open this up a couple of beers, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Sign on the dotted line. J. Walters.
My maiden name? What's this? We're getting a divorce?
And as long as you remain a dutiful wife, when the missus signs, the mister will explain.
Your lid may not have flipped, but I think I hear a rattle.
This is a Christmas club. I can deposit, but I can't withdraw, because it's in your name. And you won't know where it is until I tell you on November 15th. Is the truth?
Dazzling.
Like to rent a post office box?
It's J. Walters.
That's right.
$3 a quarter. First quarter in advance.
Okay.
That's box 451. And your key.
Can you sell me a money order?
That's window 8.
Thank you.
Hey, worker. The night shift quits at 12. Didn't you hear the whistle blow?
I stayed behind to clean out the safe. Just got to address this, honey. I'll be right in.
Is that a new typewriter?
No, it's a loaner. The other one's being repaired.
I swear, if you don't make vice president one of these days, I'm gonna sue somebody.
It sounds genuine to me.
Then you believe it?
Yes, sir, I do. I think it's a straight offer. It doesn't read like something you'd get from a crank. Whoever this Jay Walters is, and the name is a phony, you can bet on that. No, I think he really thinks he knows something.
But how? There wasn't even a clue. For almost a year, the police tried.
Sarah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's one way it might, Mrs. Raymond. If this Mr. Walters was somehow a party to your husband's kidnapping and murder, there's a chance he'd know plenty.
Wouldn't that mean exposing himself?
Well, maybe. Maybe not. The only way you're going to find out is if you take the next step. Now, what about this reporter who called you last week?
Oh, we checked that out. He said it must have been someone else, using his name. No one's ever contacted him about the case.
Mr. Stennis.
Yeah?
There's one point I'm unclear on. You feel the name Jay Walters is undoubtedly an alias?
Yes, sir, I do.
And why does he insist that we not give it to the police, if we agree to go ahead with this?
Because Jay Walters is a name on the savings account, and he doesn't want a bunch of cops down his throat when he tries to collect the reward.
Legally, can we do that? Refuse to tell them?
No.
Nope.
Well, why would anybody even ask?
What?
No, if this Walters is so fussy about staying anonymous, none of the evidence he sends you is going to have his name on it. You simply pass it on to the authorities. Let them take it from there. Nobody has to know you made a deal.
What's your feeling about that, Harold?
Well, I've already given you my advice as an attorney. Withholding his name is against the law. But so is murder. Listen, the man is an informer. The police use informers all the time, and they pay them with protection and immunity. For all I know, even money. I can't see that we'd be doing anything different.
Adam, how would you handle the details?
Put the $250,000 in escrow under a fictitious name, preferably in an out-of-town bank. Then, in the event of a conviction, it's transferred to the Walters account.
How long has he had that account?
It was opened yesterday with a $20 postal money order.
Say, what is the return address on that?
Post Office Box 451, Beverly Hills.
It's the same as this. I think Mr. Walters has stubbed his toe. Say, would you dictate a letter right now saying that you accept this offer? Say, I wonder if you could help me out.
Be glad to.
There was a letter that was mailed in the city here yesterday to box 451, and it hasn't arrived yet. I was wondering if anything could have gone wrong.
What was that box number again?
451.
451?
Yeah.
That address has been changed to box 1821, Culver City.
A little over a year ago, I took part in the kidnapping of John Raymond. My partner, Paul R. Cameron, and I were the only two involved. At that time, he was employed by Kingston and Associates, a Los Angeles insurance company. We met through a mutual friend whose name it is not necessary for you to know, since he had no connection whatever with the crime. Although I admit to having been the one who conceived the idea of kidnapping Raymond for ransom, I am innocent of killing him. Cameron is responsible for that.
How do you do, Mr. Barnes? Thanks for coming. This won't take very long.
That's all right, Lieutenant.
Sorry to hold you up on your way home.
That's okay.
Hope you'll excuse the house cleaning we're doing.
Yeah, listen, Lieutenant, I'm in kind of a quandary about all this.
I don't blame you, so am I, but this is nothing new. We spend half our time around here making routine inquiries without knowing why.
Well, is it about me?
Oh, no. strictly unofficial, so if you feel at all reluctant about cooperating...
Oh, no, listen, I pay my taxes. You go right ahead.
It's about one of the men who works for you, a claims investigator, Mr. Paul R. Cameron.
Hello? Yeah, hi, Jim. How are you? Yeah.
Who is that?
It's Barris. Uh-huh. No, what? No. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what it's all about. Yeah, thanks, Jim.
What did he want?
Well, it was just something about the office.
You know, I thought that her snoring would stop when those adenoids came out. Do you think they grow back?
Well, I've heard of it.
This robe is shot. I'm gonna buy you a new one for Christmas.
Hmm?
For Christmas.
Why do you wear that damn thing all the time?
Daddy, Daddy! Mama wants you to remember to bring home some orange juice and some eggs.
All right, I will.
Yeah, they just pulled in. Hold on, I'll get him for you. Lieutenant, Sergeant Weber wants you on the radio. He'll be right here.
Real estate man said the nearest thing to an inquiry regarding this property came in over a month ago. Some man called and said that his interest in a certain family lived here, and he got a letter from them, thought this might be their return address.
Letter was it?
Oh, it couldn't be. This place has been empty almost 2 years.
How do they look?
Both thumbprints are smudged, but the first and second fingers on each hand are clear.
Good boy.
Larry, you want to get a shot of these?
Sure. Can you tell how long ago they were made?
Not recently.
Could it have been over a year?
There's no way to determine that, but they're not new. Fresh prints always contain a certain amount of body oil. These don't have enough to lift.
Thanks.
Hey, you Chef.
Hines. Max, we trailed the suspect to a savings and loan outfit in Culver City. Had an account there for the past 6 years. Half an hour ago, he cleaned it out. Over $1,000.
Working, he's been spooked.
Better than that. Just tried to hop a plane to San Diego. No baggage, and he wouldn't explain why he was going there. We're bringing him in.
Here it is. A statement? Walking to them, I can only tell them what I've told the police. The whole thing's a shock to me. I never heard of it.
You don't remember the case at all?
It was in the paper.
Rick, go, Matty. Easy.
What'd I tell you?
Shh. No, all they did is ask me a few questions.
Is it possible you're her insurance company?
Hi, boss.
Hey, how's the throat?
Better. I've still got a tickle.
Gonna be able to do the show tonight?
I think so. Don't look for too many high notes.
Well-known financier and sportsman who disappeared mysteriously one night over a year ago.
You know, I met him a couple of times.
Who?
Raymond.
Yeah?
No, I was rooming with a little blonde chick. She was working one of those topless places along La Cienega. Beautiful chick.
3 days after that, Raymond's body was
He gave her a big rush.
in a field near Elysian Park.
I thought he was married.
At the time of
Aren't
his
they all?
sudden shocking death, Assistant District Attorney Fangio expressed confidence that the grand jury would shortly return an indictment.
Well, that's that.
It's strange, but I have to believe him when he says he's innocent.
If you ask me, the whole thing is strange.
Well, anybody want another drink?
Yeah. Well, he has
All
to
right.
deny it. What else can he do? If he admits anything, he admits everything.
What the hell's the difference?
Oh, Elaine.
Sorry, Dad, but I mean it. Sarah, I couldn't stand this if I were you. It's gonna be a circus. He's dead. He's been dead for a long time. Why do they have to bring it all up again?
Honey, I've made dinner reservations for us tonight.
No, thanks, Daddy. Good night.
Well, speak your mind. She's just her mother all over again.
An unsigned confession? That's no more admissible than a poison pen letter.
No, but it turned up a lot of evidence that is. Paul Cameron's fingerprints at the scene of the crime.
At the alleged scene of the crime.
Heel cleat from his shoe.
The only one of its kind on Earth.
Mario, this stuff's been through the lab. There's no mistake. Chemical analysis of the soil taken from those shoes, same kind as outside the house in Venice. Pieces of rope matching those found in the trunk of his car. That must have been used to transport the body. And not 50 feet from where his body was found, his tire marks.
There was no mention of tire marks in the original police report.
All right, take your choice. Either the police missed them the first time around, or they found so many different ones they didn't know what to do with them.
With the kind of rains we get, you found tire marks that lasted for a whole year.
Who knows? Have I got second sight? The main thing is they were there.
If a man swears he's innocent.
Well, then why, Mario? After hearing from his boss that the police were asking questions, did the man empty out his entire savings account and try to jump town?
I wasn't jumping town.
And what'd you need with that much money? Why'd you buy a plane ticket?
To see another woman.
What was $1,000 for?
I decided to check out for good. We were going to Mexico.
Would the woman come forward and corroborate that?
No chance. She's married.
See, Paul, if you plead guilty to a lesser charge, second degree, involuntary manslaughter.
Why? I'm innocent.
According to that confession, you killed Raymond while he was trying to escape.
I've never been near the house.
Right.
I don't even know where it is.
Let me make the point. The confession says you ran outside and hit him over the head to stop him, huh? All I'm trying to say is that you'll sign a statement saying that Raymond's death occurred with no premeditation on your part, with no malice aforethought.
No.
You might get off with 7 years.
Go on.
I said you might.
No.
All right. Well, what they'll go for is homicide during the commission of a felony, kidnapping. That's murder one, the whole pot.
Oh, I shouldn't be here.
Of course not.
I mean, I'm only a civil disobedient. It's not like I broke the law.
Well, Harold, there's a question about that.
Hey, it's not like I hit a cop or anything. All I did was call him a pig.
Yeah, but they don't like that, Harold.
Don't like? Man, they're servants of the taxpayers. Where's their self-discipline?
You got a point there, Harold.
Do I like them, man? Those lousy people, faggots.
Harold, this isn't helping.
All right, man, keep your hands off me.
You know anybody's in prison?
I don't think so.
The guy who wrote the confession says he's serving time somewhere, paying for his sins. He wants you to pay for yours, make you a better man. Thinks he's doing you a favor. All right, Paul, who hates you? Is it the husband of that dame you've been playing around with?
No, I don't think he's got a clue. What if he did?
Paul, there are only two roads I can travel. Either you're guilty and you're lying, or you're not and somebody else set the whole thing up.
I didn't do it.
Who's ever rigged you must be one of two types of people. Someone who knows a lot about the kidnapping, or someone who knows a lot about you.
How's that work out?
Did you read much about the Raymond case?
No.
Well, neither did anybody else. It was big news, but not a lot of it. A man disappears, his wife gets a ransom note, and a few days later they find the body. You could frame little Orphan Annie around a case like that.
Well, what about my fingerprints at the house?
Fingerprints could be planted.
How?
Well, it takes an expert. You know any angry cops in your background?
I don't think so. What about the rest of the evidence?
Same as before, planted.
Why?
Yeah, knowing that would be a help.
How long before we go to trial?
Pretty quick. They're gonna go fast on this. Gates thinks he's got you nailed.
What do you think?
I hope he's wrong.
Mr. Gambretti?
Your Honor? Here, according to the state, is what happened. Paul Cameron decided to kidnap John Raymond and hold him for ransom. The asking price was to be $250,000. A risky criminal venture under any circumstances, but admittedly a remunerative one if the plan worked. Which brings us to that plan. Now, was the kidnapping to take place on some quiet road near John Raymond's house in Bel Air? Or perhaps on one of the city's deserted side streets in the dark, early hours of the morning? Oh, no. Paul Cameron, a presumably logical man, elected instead to abduct John Raymond at gunpoint from the basement parking lot of a crowded office building during the rush hour and in broad daylight. Can you believe it? Can you believe such stupidity? Listen to the next step in this fantastic theory. Our bumbling amateur has now committed a crime of unparalleled audacity. A daylight kidnapping on Sunset Boulevard. and not a single living soul saw him do it. He now takes his victim to a safe hiding place and proceeds to send off the ransom note. A note which, in the opinion of the state's own expert witness, was not written by Paul Cameron. Now we come to a part of the crime's reconstruction which piles absurdity upon absurdity at such a rate as to make one dizzy. The alleged kidnapper stands guard over his victim. Suddenly, John Raymond makes a dash for freedom. He races out of the house and into the night. No, wait a minute. He was tied to a chair. He was blindfolded and gagged. How do you suppose he managed to break free from his bonds? According to the evidence, they were cut. Where did John Raymond get the knife? And even assuming he had one, would his captor sit idly by while he cut it? Petty inconsistencies, ladies and gentlemen, compared with what happened next. Paul Cameron runs out of the house after John Raymond, and he brings the barrel of the gun down on the man's head and kills him. Paul Cameron, this bold, self-assured criminal, intercepts a man, blindfolded, stumbling through the darkness. And how does he elect to overtake him? Does he trip him, tackle him, knock him off his balance? He does not. He strikes him dead. Can you believe that? Can you imagine anyone believing that?
Cam, were you really in on this? Lie.
I don't have to. I wasn't. Someone sent him a confession implicating me, but it wasn't signed. So they can use it to build up their case, but not as direct evidence.
Did you get to read the confession?
Yeah.
Does it say what time Raymond was kidnapped that night?
About 6:30 in that garage parking lot of his office building.
Okay. You know, I think we've got something. You remember Sheila Mangan? Sings in my club.
Yeah.
The night you were arrested, she told me that she knew Raymond. She met him through an old friend of hers.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of that. Until last night, Sheila, just for the hell of it, I guess, calls her old friend Muriel something. She's married now, lives over in Glendale.
Yeah.
So this Muriel, whatever, is gnawing on her nails up to her elbow because she doesn't know what to do about it. She was with Raymond until 9 o'clock that night. They were shacked up in a hotel room.
The same night, she sure?
Well, it's not the kind of thing a woman gets wrong. She can't help, though, because at the same time, the guy she was swinging with is now her husband. It would blow the marriage.
Yeah.
This confession is a hype, man. Tell your lawyer, he can knock the case to bits.
And now the final imbecility. He didn't pick up the ransom money. Why not? At this point, no one knew that Raymond was dead. His body was yet to be discovered. People weren't even looking for him. And Mrs. Raymond and the officers of the corporation insisted that the police cooperate fully in arranging for the payment of the ransom, which the police did. The money was deposited at a specified place and left there for over 7 hours. And now the state would have us believe that someone so shrewd, cunning, and ruthless as Paul Cameron is alleged to be wouldn't even take the time to pick up a fortune which was there for the asking. Ridiculous. I'm almost done, ladies and gentlemen. My client's defense is simple, as the truth most often is. He did not take part in the kidnapping of John Raymond. However that kidnapping and murder took place, it is not as the state alleges. I said earlier that I would suggest a more plausible answer. The uncollected ransom, remember?
To this day, a reward in that amount $250,000 stands open for the arrest and conviction of whoever committed that crime.
Objection, this is immaterial.
I submit to you that the paltry bits of evidence that point to Paul Cameron's guilt were
Your
nothing
Honor,
but the
this is
clumsy
pure
and vicious
conjecture.
inventions of someone so consumed with greed that in order to collect
Objection,
that
Your
reward,
Honor.
he contrived to send an innocent man to his death.
Your Honor, may we approach the bench?
That is dirty bull.
The thing exists. You yourself saw it.
All right, Mr. Gambretti, you got it in, but that's the end.
Your Honor, someone in that corporation knows who sent that confession and where it came from. If I have to subpoena all the officers and directors of that...
Try to be calm, Mr. Gambretti. There'll be a 15-minute recess.
Your Honor, we haven't any idea who sent that confession.
You being quite frank, Mr. Tracy?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
The reward was not involved?
No, Your Honor, it wasn't.
I've read that confession, Your Honor. It's clearly self-serving. People just don't do things like that for nothing.
Would you be calling me a liar?
You bet your ass I would, with the court's permission.
Now, just a minute.
Excuse me, Mr. Gambretti, you're wanted on the phone.
Thank you. Excuse me, Your Honor.
You can take them.
Thank you. Hello? Who is this? What? Yeah? Right? Who is this? Hello? Hello? Paul, do you know someone by the name of J. Walters?
No.
The J is an initial.
No.
Some guy just called and said that's who sent the confession.
No.
Okay.
Honey,
Paul,
keep your voice down.
that was my name.
Now listen.
The one you had me write on the deposit
Will
slip.
you listen? I can't explain it. Not now. You're just going to have to trust me and go along.
Trust you about what?
I can't tell you. But you forget all about that name. You forget it. I want you to swear.
Paul.
Jean, you just have to let this go the way it's going. Please. Please. I got the best reasons in the world. Don't mouse it up. You can, you must. I love you. We love each other. Now trust me. You'll know. Before it's all over, you'll know everything. And it'll make sense. You'll see. No.
Cameron, word just came in. Court's adjourned till tomorrow. I better take you back.
Promise me.
It's a dead end. The name's an alias. Barlow's office checked every prison across the country, state and federal. There are only 3 J. Walters in the whole lot. 2 of them have been locked up for over 4 years, and the third can prove that he was working in a car salesman in Bismarck, North Dakota, the day Raymond was kidnapped.
Company lawyer says he never heard the name.
Mr. Wiz. That's it, the reward. I'd give one of my thumbs to figure out how the payoff is being handled. All right, let's get to work. Tomorrow you'll take the stand.
No, Mario, I can't.
Will you let me run the case?
What am I going to say?
You can explain why you were leaving town the day the police nabbed you.
I told you, the girl won't back me up.
What's her name?
Mario, she's got a husband and kids.
I don't give a damn. She's got a whole busload of them. I'm doing my best to make the state's case look silly, even though it is a case supported by the evidence. But if you stand mute in the one place where I can plant a reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury...
I have to.
I'm going to tell you something, Paul. This is the one part of your story I've never been able to swallow. I think you're innocent. Somebody framed you. But you've got a wonderful wife and a daughter.
Listen, mister, I itch just like everybody else.
For some reason, that surprises me. Okay, so you don't walk on water. But what I can't buy is that you'd leave your family broke to run off with another man's wife. You see, that won't go down.
All right, but the truth isn't any better.
Try it.
I got her into trouble. The doctor said that it'd take $750 to fix it, maybe more.
Seems like a lot of trouble.
What?
She's already married. She could tell her husband she doesn't want to have the child.
No, that wouldn't have worked. The husband would have known it wasn't his. They were separated a couple of months when I met her.
And now they're back together?
Yeah.
Well, the damage is done. He knows.
What?
You never went to San Diego with the $1,000, so she's still pregnant.
No, I heard from her about a month ago. It was a false alarm. She...
You're lying to me. You're a bigger liar than the man who wrote that confession.
It's the truth.
Well, then get up in court and swear to it.
No, I won't. The law says I don't have to.
So now you're a lawyer. You know what Gates will make out of this in his closing arguments to the jury? Can you imagine?
Now, before you retire to consider your verdict, you'll be instructed by the court that the defendant's failure to testify must in no way prejudice you against
Objection.
him.
Counsel is forbidden to comment on that.
I made no comment. I merely stated a fact.
That in itself is a comment.
Gentlemen, gentlemen. It's true, Mr. Gates, that I shall so instruct the jury. But you are getting close to thin ice. Avoid it. Objection overruled. Continue.
Defense has made much of what it calls inconsistencies in the case against Paul Cameron for kidnapping and murder. But what do these inconsistencies add up to? We're told that a man of Paul Cameron's intelligence would never have become involved in so harebrained a scheme as this. But remember, the scheme worked. John Raymond was kidnapped. And who says that Paul Cameron meant the blow to kill? Killer did. That proof of that lies in John Raymond's grave. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the state has not brought Paul Cameron before this court in an attempt to prove to you that a crime exists, because that is a certainty. John Raymond was kidnapped, and he was killed. The purpose of these proceedings, then, is to reveal at last how, where, and by whom the crime was committed. We are expected to forget the one huge unanswered question of why Paul Cameron, after learning that the police had interrogated a friend of his, failed to...
Objection! That's a direct comment on defendant's failure to testify.
I didn't mention it. I only said that an important question remains
It's the same
to be...
thing. You're implying that he should have taken the stand.
Not at all, Your Honor.
That will do, gentlemen. Mr. Gambretti, I am as anxious as you are to protect the rights of the defendant. But the state also has rights, and the two occasionally seem to collide. One critical piece of evidence is missing from the case. A satisfactory explanation of why the defendant was trying to leave town on the day of his arrest.
I covered that, Your Honor. He was suddenly called to San Diego on business of a very personal nature.
So you said. And the court cannot force you to elaborate beyond that if you choose not to. I ask you once more, do you wish to add anything to the explanation? then the court has no right to prevent prosecution from reminding the jury that you didn't. Objection overruled.
Cameron.
Paul, R892.
Jury's coming back. Reached a verdict.
Good or bad, but jury's out only a few hours.
I quit trying to figure that out a long time ago.
Could you get me a couple of codeine tablets?
No time to go to the infirmary now.
Aspirin? Hey, aspirin.
Will the foreman of the jury please hand the verdict to the bailiff? How do you find him?
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty, Your Honor.
So say you all?
So say we all.
Don't worry, there's an automatic appeal.
Paul R. Cameron, you have been found guilty of kidnapping and murder. Until such time as the jury concludes its penalty hearing to determine your sentence, you are remanded to the custody of the sheriff.
Lord, it's grown by half. You say that you'll be able to test for malignancy while you're going in?
Yes, the laser beam vaporizes the tissue, and we analyze the vapor by spectroscope. That tells us its chemical makeup. For example, if there's too much calcium, the tumor's probably malignant.
Even if it is, does he have a chance?
Four burn holes right up, don't they?
Looks like it's big enough. I think we're ready now.
I'll watch the irrigation now. Irrigation. Very well. More suction. Forceps.
We'll just have to tuck it.
Yeah.
Hold it.
All right.
Okay, now let me find
I got it.
feel of it.
Nurse, get my board.
Sponge. Sponge ready. Looks okay.
Ready? Bring it in. Ready?
Wise.
What, darling? What is it? What were you doing?
Doing?
Yes. You're gonna be all right, darling. They told me. What was it? You promised that you were going to tell me. Sweet.
It hardly changes a thing.
Oh, Mario, I can't believe that.
You and my Irish mother-in-law. Would you believe it if I broke into tears?
But
a motion for a new trial must be made on the basis of newly discovered evidence. So far, all we've got is conversation. Look, Paul says he framed himself so you'd have enough money when he died. Okay, you've sold me. But I'm not a jury.
Well, what about the phony confession?
It's still inadmissible. And go ahead and prove that it's phony. Everything about it paid off.
Well, Thompson's medical records. Don't they prove that Paul knew about the tumor before he planted the evidence?
Yes, but that doesn't prove that Paul planted the evidence, or even that it was planted at all. This whole thing could be a howler that he dreamed up to get himself off the griddle.
Oh, Mary.
All I'm saying is that fellas on their way to death row have been known to try such things.
All right. Wait a minute. If Paul didn't frame himself, what's my signature doing on that deposit slip?
I've advised him to be very careful about springing that one.
Why?
To be used against him. It'll make big trouble for you, too.
I don't see how.
Proving that it's your signature will help only if the jury believes that Paul did not kidnap Raymond. And one jury already said that he did. Some smart prosecutor will say, yeah, that's right. And he is guilty, only he missed out on the ransom money. A year later, he finds out he's got a tumor, so he conceives a fantastic scheme to expose himself, making sure that his widow collects the money after all. And if her signature's on that deposit slip, then she must have been in on it, too.
Can I fix you a sandwich or something?
No, thanks.
Mario, what can we do?
Well, there's an automatic appeal, so at least we bought some time with that. I'll try this on Gates, but I know he's going to laugh at me. Paul, you did too good a job. I'm stumped.
And what's the first thing you're gonna see?
Big whale and a purple
A porpoise?
and big green eel.
Would you rather I looked in later?
No, that's all right, Doc. You make kiss, honey. See, you drive carefully. And check in with the switchboard so I'll know you're all right.
are you feeling, Paul?
Yeah, not so hot.
Still have the headaches?
Yeah, every night. And the dizziness.
Pain localized?
It's in the same area.
Well, let's see. It's been over a month since we operated. Yeah. Well, the incision's nearly healed. You're gonna be all right.
Maybe you didn't get all of it.
We got it. Just a matter of time.
Doc, headquarters would like some idea when he can be transferred.
Well, what's today, Wednesday? I imagine by the weekend.
Transferred where?
Central Jail Hospital. Where'd you think? The Hilton?
Hey.
What do you want?
Something's wrong. My head's bleeding.
Well,
Love, one lovely day, love came planning to stay. A green dolphin street supply.
House ever buy a drink?
Well, I'll tell you, it's like this, soldier.
Easy, baby. I need some help.
I'd say yes. Come on.
These moments apart, memories live in my heart. I can't forget the love I fought on. I could kiss the ground on Green Dolphin Street.
Man, you gotta be from Oz.
Will you quit clucking your tongue?
Leaving a cop laid out on the floor.
I should have stuffed him down a laundry chute.
Well, where you want to get off? Europe? South America?
You lend me some wheels, a couple of bucks.
The wheels you will have to heist. My convertible is in the back alley. Keys are in the ignition. And, may I add, you are not likely to get as far as Beverly Hills.
I didn't bust out to run away. My health's back and I'm innocent.
That last part is a very well-kept secret.
When she's done, can I talk to your chick?
This was in the Culver City post office box. It's been there for over a week. Pan Pacific came through. The money's already been transferred to your name.
That's stealing.
That's exactly what it is. Unless I start pulling out of this tailspin, they're going to put me away for a long, long time. And that's the least that can happen. Now, don't be too quick to throw away that money. You and Carol Ann may need it. When I leave here, call the police. Tell them where you are. Tell them how long you've been here. Say that I just left and, that I forced you to give me some money. Gene. Yeah, honey. Call this number after 7 o'clock tonight. But don't use the phone at the house. They could have a tap on it by then. And get Gambretti. I may have some news for him.
Very hard, but it's a very powerful tail. That's a lot of tail, and that noise will travel for many miles underwater. You can do better than that, Orky. Great big one this time. Didn't you take your training? That's Orky, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn. She can't make it until this afternoon.
Maury, if that fraud doesn't show...
She'll show. It's just that her old man got back in town.
All right.
Oh, yes. The meeting place has been changed.
Look, Mrs. Cameron, in a case like this, the police have to work on certain assumptions. Your husband is a convicted murderer. I won't argue his innocence or guilt with you. My orders are simply to bring him in. Now, we have to assume that he may be armed, and if so, that he's dangerous.
She told you she doesn't know where he is.
When a police officer goes up against someone like that, the temptation to use his gun is very strong.
Herb, you have to do me a favor.
If you got this guy stashed someplace, Mary, I'll have you hang from the nearest lamppost.
I don't. I'll be in touch with him later on. There, I didn't have to tell you that, did I?
No, you didn't, but
all I need is a little help from you in return, and I'll keep you posted.
Lieutenant, this is the suit that he wore.
sure. We had orders to search the room whenever a visitor left. I've seen it myself a dozen times.
Over here. Found it in there.
Why would he waste time stomping here? One suit's as good as another. Or is it?
Call headquarters, get the shore patrol on this. Mr. Gates?
Thanks for coming.
I don't know how you can use this. If you tell anyone I said it, I'll swear I've never seen you.
Neither of us, Paul.
Okay, okay. But I'm supposed to have kidnapped Raymond at 6:30. You saw him 3 hours later. Maybe somebody else did too.
I'd look for another dame.
Oh, lady, come on. After he's been banging you all night long, he's gonna go right out.
Now you screw off, mister.
Now, wait a minute.
You just screw off.
Wait a minute. Stop. Look, I'm sorry. Now, stop, goddammit! Now, I won't tell anybody your name. I'd die before I tell your name. But please.
I'm serious.
You mean he could get out of bed with you and leave and... Now, don't get mad.
You bet. He was a full-time stud. It's all he thought about. Anybody. His friends' wives, secretaries, and he had to tell you all the details. If it weren't for his loot, he'd have been funny. He was anyway.
About that night.
I'd been seeing him for around 6 months. He wanted to set me up in a place of my own, but then Artie would have tumbled. We weren't married yet, but I'd about made up my mind. You gotta have someone in the wings when you're playing with a guy like Raymond. Anyway, it was after 9 when we left the hotel. We stood there under the marquee. It was still raining. And he got me a cab.
You left alone.
Oh, yeah. But traffic was all jammed up because of the rain. And I turned around a couple of times to wave goodbye to him. He didn't wave back. That wasn't his style. But I just kept looking. Just insulted, I guess. Then another car came along and he got into it.
A private car, not a cab.
Yeah, the kind with the round gizmo on the radiator. A Mercedes.
Did he get into it willingly, as though there was someone in it he knew?
Yeah, like I told you. Probably some other broad.
What color was the Mercedes?
Dark. It was dark.
How'd you trace the number?
You've got something bigger than that to worry about. The cops know that you're wearing a uniform.
Here, read that.
I don't care what she said. it doesn't mean that it's the same car that Raymond got into that night.
But it might be. Two similar cars connected in time and space to the same man. That's a link that might hold.
All right, let's check it out. Are you trying to tell me that Cortland kidnapped Raymond?
No, that's where we've been jumping off the track. You raised this at the trial. There was nowhere to go with it.
What?
What is the single piece of evidence that convinced the police, the FBI, you, me, and everybody that Raymond had been kidnapped?
Well, who needed convincing? He was gone.
Sure he was, and a few days later they found his body. But where's the proof that he was kidnapped?
The ransom note?
That's all. The rest of the evidence is stuff I made up, Mario.
All it means is that
Do you know why we were thrown off the track?
Okay, so the kidnappers killed him.
I'll tell you why. The kidnappers never existed. Raymond was murdered. The kidnapping note was an afterthought to make it look like a kidnapping.
That doesn't mean the person who picked Raymond up in front of the hotel did the killing.
Then why didn't he come forward at the trial? He could have cleared me. No. Whoever drove that car was the killer. But he was a killer with a conscience. He knew from the beginning this case against me was a frame. He didn't know I'd done my own framing. So he tried to help.
You mean the phone call I got in Judge Weaver's office?
Right.
We're back to Cortland again.
Isn't that where it seems to lead?
Paul, What reason? What motive?
How long is it going to take you to check out that car?
Maybe an hour. What's the matter?
Stay in the office.
Wait a minute. Hey, just a minute. Who you pushing? I'm a civilian here. I want your name, rank, and serial number.
Might have been an AWOL.
Yeah, but we better report it.
I've got to get the stuff off my hands.
You're giving Elaine a great going-away party.
Yeah.
I hope Vassar won't be a letdown after this.
When do you and Adam leave on your hunting trip?
First thing tomorrow, right after he takes her to the airport.
Oh, well.
Excuse me.
Anyway, bring us back a few ducks.
Geese, Edgar. Geese.
Whatever you knock down, that's edible.
Right.
One of you is going to take me dancing.
Mr. Cortland?
Oh, go, Harold.
There's a gentleman out here who wants to see you.
I see you're having fun, sir.
Yeah, not here. Come on.
No, he's still loose, but they're gonna get him. That soldier suit trick won't last forever. But that isn't what's giving me the sweats, sir.
They're fishing, that's all.
Mr. Cortland, I just went through the ringer. 2 hours worth. And it wasn't just the cops. Some guy from the DA's office was down there. I lied my eyes out, but they know about the reward.
All they've got is a good guess by that attorney of Cameron's.
Well, suppose they subpoena your records and they find that first letter from Walters.
They won't. It's gone along with the carbon of our reply to him.
Well, suppose they check the bank.
Which bank? What branch? They'd be looking forever, Mr. Stennis, assuming they'd ever start. All you have to do is relax and keep a straight face.
Who owns a Mercedes?
I'm waiting to hear. Larry? Yeah. That's the registered owner? Yeah, just a minute. Give me that again. Who? Right. Thank you. No, I won't forget the favor, kid. Thanks.
Who is it?
It's not Cortland.
Oh, well. Muriel pegged it after all.
Now, you let me handle this my way. You might have to serve time, but it won't be for murder.
I'll be right back in the death house. You said it yourself. There's no proof.
Hello? Oh, this is Mario Gambretti. Is Mr. Gates at home?
Honey, is there anything else?
No, Dad. My vanity case, but I'll carry that.
Okay.
Hello. Just a moment.
Elaine, it's for you. Just the vanity?
Hello? Yes. Who are you?
Were you sleeping with him or not?
What?
Listen, lady, don't snow me. I'm one of the cops that worked on this. Turned over every rock in his garden. What I'm saying is, this doesn't have to come out. If 100 is all you got, it'll do. For the moment.
Where are you? All right, give me half an hour. I have to go out. I won't be long.
Elaine, is that the phone call you just got?
No.
Mr. Gates, she just left. We'll keep you informed.
Lieutenant.
Wait a minute.
All right, you've got the information you need.
Give him a chance, that's all.
He's a fugitive.
You've got the guy. I've led you to him.
Yes, and we're picking him up.
5 minutes.
No.
That's not such a big favor, Herb.
Mario, you and I are officers of the court. If I hold off on this, we're dead, both of us.
He's not gonna hurt her.
Yeah, but how do you know what she's got in mind?
Slow down. Don't crowd him.
know, I still can't figure out that second car.
Someone keep an eye on that wagon.
They're here. The chopper's on its way in.
Herb, 1 minute. What the hell? Either it works right away or it doesn't.
And if it doesn't, we wind up running an apple stand. What about the station wagon?
There's a guy on it.
All right. I'll take the responsibility.
What the hell are you doing?
You know what I'm doing here. I want to talk to you.
Talk about what?
I want to talk about Elaine.
Elaine's old enough to know her own damn mind. Look, I wasn't the first one. That kid's been laid before.
You'd come. Now listen, lady, maybe Raymond needed killing, but I didn't do it. I'm not gonna take the gas for it. Listen! You were the last one who saw him that night. A witness watched him get into your car.
Car?
The one you just got out of.
It wasn't even mine then. It belonged to...
Elaine!